floorboards, gold light moving through the leaves, and the earth wakes without striving, like it already trusts your peace. The birds don't fear tomorrow, the fields don't reach to prove their worth, yet every living thing around me seems sustained by just your word. I came carrying unfinished thoughts, small hidden storms beneath my chest, but something in the quiet tells me I don't have to hold them yet. You neither sleep nor grow weary, still you keep the world in place. And if your hand sustains creation, surely it can carry me. Lead me beside the still waters again. Let my soul remember how to rest. Teach my anxious heart the patience of rivers moving toward the sea. If your eye is on the sparrow, then your mercy has not lost me. I will breathe beneath your heaven and trust the day already held. The lilies open without effort, without fear of being unseen. And Solomon in all his splendor was never clothed like springtime fields. So why do I keep chasing certainty, like peace must be earned somehow, when manna only came in portions, enough for every single day? Even now the wind through branches sounds like kindness over me, like the kingdom growing hidden, quiet as a mustard seed. Your goodness moves in gentle ways, not loud enough to force belief, but strong enough that tired hearts can finally unclench and breathe. Lead me beside the still waters again, where striving slowly loses ground, where your rod and staff still guide me through valleys I don't understand. If you feed the birds each morning and paint the flowers without worry, then the same faithful hands of heaven will surely know what I still need. The mountains may fall into the ocean, still your covenant remains. The grass will fade, the flowers wither, but your word outlives the ages. And nothing in all creation can separate me from your love, neither fear of tomorrow nor sorrow from yesterday. So let the morning preach the gospel through sunlight resting on the earth. Everything alive around me still depends on only you. Lead me beside the still waters again, till peace runs deeper than my fear. No striving in the way they open, no fear of what the day may bring. And you said to consider the lilies, how they neither toil nor spin, yet heaven clothes them with a beauty kings could never wear. I've spent so long trying to hold tomorrow, like worry could keep me safe. But the earth keeps breathing without hurry, because your hand sustains it all. Teach me the faith of open fields, where everything receives without fear. Let my heart become like lilies, open fully in your care, rooted deep beneath your kindness, unashamed to simply live. If the flowers of the fields are held, then surely I am held as well by the Father who remembers every sparrow in the sky. Nothing in creation seems afraid. Rivers keep their steady course, and the sunlight still arrives on time. Maybe peace was never something I was meant to manufacture. Maybe it grows the way gardens do, slowly, quietly alive. And even in my unanswered places, your provision meets me there. Daily bread for daily living, grace enough for where I stand. The kingdom grows like hidden seed, small at first but full of life beneath the earth. Let my heart become like lilies, resting underneath your rain, not demanding every answer, just receiving what you give. You feed the birds each morning and call the stars each night by name. So why should I believe you would ever overlook me? The grass may fade in summer heat, still your mercy will remain, generation after generation. Your faithfulness stays the same. And I don't want a hurried spirit, always reaching past today. Teach my soul to trust your timing, like creation trusts the rain. Let my heart become like lilies, turning slowly toward the light, learning holy dependence from the beauty of the earth. And when anxiety returns again, remind me of the open fields, how all of heaven keeps declaring the Father's faithful care. So
fights the valley, still it always finds the sea, moving slowly through the silence, certain where it's meant to lead. And I have lived so differently, pulling hard against the current, trying to force peace out of fear, instead of learning how to receive it. But you lead beside still waters, not beside restless noise. And somehow your quiet presence feels stronger than my thoughts. Deep calls to deep beneath the surface of my soul. Your peace moves slowly, but it reaches everything. Teach my heart the rhythm of slow rivers, the kind that trust where they are going, the kind that do not fear the distance, because your hand already knows the way. When anxiety rises like a flood, let your peace stand higher still, for you keep in perfect peace the soul that rests its mind in you. Trees planted by the water do not panic in dry seasons. Their roots keep reaching downward toward what never runs dry. I want that kind of hidden strength, the kind no storm can easily steal, not borrowed from emotion, but rooted deep in you. Even the mountains are reflected in the river, look softer in the moving light, and suddenly my restless spirit begins to settle too. Your kingdom comes like rain on thirsty ground, quietly restoring everything fear wore down. Teach my heart the rhythm of slow rivers, where striving finally loses power, where mercy flows from deeper places than anything this world can shake it. If the winds around me rise, still I will not be overcome, for the shepherd walks beside me through every shadowed valley. Peace, be still, still speaks across the waters, and even storms remember the sound of your authority. The earth may tremble underneath me, yet the river of God still flows, making glad the hearts that trust Him, generation after generation. And manna never came in excess, only enough for each new day. So teach me daily dependence, not fear of tomorrow. Teach my
Sunlight dances through the branches, falling softly on the ground. The whole garden feels connected, quietly alive somehow. And you said, I am the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me you cannot live, not as punishment but as truth, like rivers needing rain. I have spent so much time striving, trying to become enough on my own. But branches never force themselves to blossom, they simply stay connected to the vine. So let me remain, not ahead, not away, but close enough to receive the life flowing through you. Keep me abiding where the light falls gently, where your words remain in me, like branches resting without fear in the goodness of the tree. And when the world demands more from me, teach my soul a better way, for fruit is born from staying near you, not from anxious striving. Even the smallest living things depend on what they cannot see. Roots beneath the soil, hidden deep, still carrying life through every leaf. And maybe faith is more like that, less performance, more dependence, less proving I belong here, more trusting that I already do. The birds rest freely in the branches, not worrying who will hold them up, because creation already understands what I am still learning to believe. Your kingdom grows quietly, like springtime feels, not by force, but by remaining in your love. Keep me abiding where the light falls gently, where mercy outlives all my fear, where every dry and weary place begins to bloom again. If you care for vines and sparrows and clothe the earth in living color, then surely grace will keep sustaining every part of me as well. Prune away the fear inside me, everything that steals my peace, not to wound me but to heal me, so real life can grow deeper still. For the branch that stays connected will always bear fruit in season, and rivers flowing from your presence never cease to give life. So let my heart remain like gardens, open underneath your light, receiving heaven day by day without resistance. Keep me abiding where the light falls gently, till peace becomes my natural language, till joy grows freely like wildflowers along the paths you lead me through. And when this passing world grows restless, anchor me again within the vine, for nothing flourishing in heaven ever grows apart from you. Still connected, still alive, still connected, still alive. Sparrows gather on the power lines, singing like the world is safe. No anxious rhythm in their voices, no fear hidden in their wings. And you said not one falls unnoticed, not one disappears from sight. The same God clothing fields with wildflowers still watches every small living thing. I wonder what it would feel like to trust the morning like they do, to wake without carrying tomorrow before the day has even begun. Teach my soul the language of small birds who rest inside a world completely held by you. Let me hear the sound the sparrows keep, a melody free from striving, the quiet confidence of creatures who never doubt your daily care. If your eyes are always on them, then surely they are also on me. And maybe peace begins this simply, trusting I am seen. The earth keeps breathing without hurry, trees still lift their hands in praise, rivers move with patient rhythm, creation never seems afraid. Meanwhile I keep reaching forward, trying to secure what I can't control, as though fear could add 1 hour to the life already held by grace. But manna never came, tomorrow's portion only enough for one new dawn. And maybe heaven has always taught us to live one day at a time. The Father knows what every creature needs before the morning light touches the earth again. Let me hear the sound the sparrows keep, not louder than the wind through trees, but steady as your faithful promise, carried softly through creation. For the one who feeds the ravens and remembers every wing will surely keep my restless heart from falling into fear. Consider now the birds of heaven, neither sowing nor storing grain, still your goodness feeds them daily, generation after generation. And if the flowers fade by evening, still you clothe the fields with beauty. So why should I live each morning as though I've been forgotten? The kingdom moves in hidden ways, quiet as seed beneath the earth. Yet all of heaven keeps unfolding according to your word. Let me hear the sound the sparrows keep, till peace becomes my inner language, till trust grows naturally within me, like springtime after rain. And when anxious thoughts return again, remind me of the smallest birds, still singing underneath the same sky, held by the same faithful God. Steam rising slowly from the coffee, sunlight resting on the sink. A half-read Bible left open beside the quiet hum of everyday life. And somehow holiness keeps finding me, not only in sacred rooms, but in dishes drying by the window, and conversations carried gently. You broke bread beside the shoreline, walked dusty roads with ordinary people, turned water into wedding wine and called it glory still. Maybe heaven has always moved closer than I thought, hidden like treasure inside familiar things. Teach me to notice grace in ordinary things, in daily bread and passing kindness, for the kingdom comes quietly, like yeast inside the dough. Open my eyes to holy moments scattered through the middle of the day, for every good and perfect gift still comes down from you. The sparrows still arrive each morning without fear of being forgotten. The fields still bloom in their season without striving for applause. And I keep thinking holiness meant distance, something larger than my small life. Yet you chose a stable for your entrance, and fishermen to build your church. Even now your mercy keeps appearing in unnoticed corners of the world, like light slipping through open curtains without asking to be seen. The sacred grows inside the simple, for your presence fills the earth more than we realize. Teach me to notice grace in ordinary things, the quiet miracles of being alive, manna falling one day at a time, enough for where I stand. And when my soul keeps chasing greatness, pull me back toward childlike wonder, for whoever receives the kingdom must receive it like a child. You wash the feet of tired people, you sit at tables with the weak. You leave the 99 behind to carry one lost sheep home. So let me never overlook the holiness of small mercies, for all creation still reveals the kindness of the Lord. And if the Word became flesh among us, then surely glory still lives here, in every breath and every moment, held together by your love. Teach me to notice grace in ordinary things, till wonder softens all my rushing, till every common hour begins to shine with heaven's light. And when this passing day is over, may I still remember this: the God who formed the stars above still walks beside the ordinary, quietly holy, keep changing above the city, shadows moving across the streets. Nothing in this world seems able to hold its shape for very long. Flowers bloom and then they wither, even strong towers fade with time. Yet the morning sun still rises, faithful without trying to prove itself. And I have built my peace on fragile things, thought certainty could make me safe. But sand keeps shifting underneath me whenever fear begins to lead. The grass may fade, the mountains shake, but your word remains the same. Generation after generation, let my heart rest in what cannot be shaken, not in the kingdoms built by fear. For heaven and earth may pass away, but your promises remain. Clouds move across the horizon, still your kingdom stands unmoved, like a river flowing through the ages, quietly making all things new. Asking for more striving, more speed, more certainty, more control. Yet the birds still sing without possession, and the fields still rest beneath the rain. You spoke of treasure hidden deeply, where rust and thieves cannot destroy. A kingdom growing underneath us, like roots beneath the earth unseen. And maybe peace was never fragile, placed it in the wrong things, because rivers fed by living water do not fear the changing weather. Teach my soul to seek first your kingdom, where moth and rust cannot consume, and mercy outlives time itself. Let my heart rest in what cannot be shaken, where fear loses all authority. For the one who holds the stars in place still watches over me. Clouds move across the horizon, but your love remains unchanging, the same yesterday, today, forever, still faithful through it all. Nations rise and fall like shadows, yet your throne stands through the ages. The earth trembles, oceans thunder, still the river of God keeps flowing. And if tomorrow changes suddenly, still I will not be overcome. For you prepare a table in the wilderness, and daily bread still falls from heaven. The kingdom comes like hidden seed, quietly filling all the earth, not by force but steady mercy, breaking through the soil beneath us. Let my heart rest in what cannot be shaken, till peace grows deeper than the storm, till every passing cloud reminds me this world is not my final home. Clouds move across the horizon, still your kingdom keeps unfolding, and all creation like oceans parting in my chest. But most burdens leave much softer, like tired hands finally opening. No thunder, no sudden breakthrough, just a quiet loosening inside, like knots undone one by one, in the presence of someone kind. You said, come to me, all who are weary, not perform, not pretend to be strong. And maybe rest begins exactly there, where striving finally ends. Little by little, fear loses its grip, not because life grows easier, but because you stay near. The weight leaves quietly, like evening light fading from the walls. Your peace settles slowly over me, deeper than words can reach. I cast my burdens into your hands, and the earth does not collapse beneath me, because the one who carries creation is carrying me as well. There are still unanswered questions, still valleys I must walk through. But manna was never given yearly, only enough for one new dawn. And the lilies never strain for beauty, the sparrows never store up fear. Yet your Father keeps sustaining them, day after day after day. So why do I keep holding tightly things you already see completely, when even the wind and waves obey you without resistance? Your yoke is easy, your burden light. Teach my restless soul to believe that fully. The weight leaves quietly, not all at once but faithfully, like rivers smoothing stone over years. Your mercy reshapes me gently, and if tomorrow brings new troubles, still your grace will meet me there. For morning by morning your compassion arrives before my fear. Be still, my soul, the Lord is on your side. Through thorn and wilderness, His goodness still provides. And nothing formed against me can separate me from His love. Neither height nor depth nor darkness can outlast the mercy of God. The shepherd walks through every valley, not rushing me beyond the pain, but staying close enough to whisper, you do not walk alone. The weight leaves quietly, till breathing starts to feel like worship, till silence no longer feels empty, but filled with holy peace. And when my hands begin to tighten, teach them how to open again, for every burden placed before you becomes lighter in the end, softly leaving, quietly gone. Bread on the table, wine in the glass, wildflowers leaning toward the light. Simple things becoming sacred just because you are here. You took the bread and broke it slowly, saying, "This is my body given for you." And suddenly every ordinary meal began carrying echoes of heaven. The earth keeps offering its beauty, fields blooming without applause, and all creation seems to whisper that grace is always being poured out. Here at the table, heaven feels close, mercy moving through the smallest things again. Bread, wine, and wildflowers, the holy hidden in the everyday, your goodness blooming quietly like springtime after rain. And every cup reminds me of the covenant that still remains, love poured out without measure to gather wandering hearts back home. The lilies neither toil nor spin, still heaven clothes them beautifully. And if the Father tends the flowers, surely He remembers me. You prepared a table in the wilderness, even where fear once lived. Daily bread for tired travelers, mercy enough for this moment. And the vine keeps reaching upward through changing seasons, and the rain still bearing fruit in hidden places, because it remains connected. Teach my soul to receive your kingdom, like open hands beneath the sunlight, without fear. Bread, wine, and wildflowers, a feast of mercy for the weak, where the broken are still welcomed and the weary finally rest. And every passing spring reminds me death is never where the story ends, for unless the seed falls to the earth, new life cannot begin. You eat with sinners and strangers, wash the feet of those who fail, leave the 99 behind you to bring one lost sheep home. The cup of blessing still overflows, goodness follows all my days, and all creation waits together for the fullness of renewal. So let this table keep reminding me, your kingdom comes through grace, not through power, not through striving, but through surrendered love. Bread, wine, and wildflowers, now the whole earth feels alive, every common thing around me shining underneath your light. And when this fleeting season passes, still your covenant remains, like roots alive beneath the winter, waiting for the spring again. Bread broken, flowers opening. The wilderness always feels larger at night, endless hills under a silent sky, places where fear grows louder and questions echo back at me. Israel wandered through deserts for years, still manna found the ground each dawn. Water came from unexpected places, because your hand and had not forgotten them. And somehow I keep believing scarcity has the final word over my life, even while the earth keeps testifying to your daily faithfulness. You prepare a table, not after the wilderness, but right in the middle of it, before my enemies. Set the table here in the wilderness, where anxious hearts learn how to trust, where cups still overflow with mercy, even in dry and weary lands. If you feed the ravens in the morning and rain bread down from heaven, then surely your provision reaches every place I fear you won't. The desert strips away illusions, the need to control tomorrow, because manna spoiled when hoarded, teaching dependence day by day. You led them by fire in darkness, by cloud beneath the burning sun. Even wandering became holy when your presence traveled with them. And maybe peace was never certainty, maybe it was always this: learning the shepherd still provides before the need even arrives. The valley deepens, still you remain, your rod and staff beside me, like unshaken mercy. Set the table here in the wilderness, where fear no longer rules the soul, where living water keeps appearing from rocks I thought were dry. And though I walk through shadowed valleys, I will not be overcome, for the shepherd who prepares the table still walks beside his sheep. The mountains may become a wasteland, still your covenant will stand, for man does not live by bread alone, but every word you speak. You spread a feast before the weary, oil running down like healing rain. Goodness and mercy follow closely, even through barren lands. And one day all the deserts blooming will reveal the kingdom fully come, where sorrow fades like evening shadows and tears are finally gone. Set the table here in the wilderness, till trust grows deeper than my fear, till every barren place inside me begins to blossom back to life. And when tomorrow feels uncertain, remind my restless soul again, the God who fed his people daily has not changed his ways. Bread in the desert,
like the whole city learning to slow down. The heat leaves the pavement quietly, and the air begins to breathe again. Your peace feels something like that, not sudden, not loud, but steady enough to soften the places fear dried out inside me. You promise peace and like the world gives, not fragile, not dependent on calm skies, but deeper than circumstances shifting, like rivers hidden underground. The day releases its tired noise, and my soul unclenches slowly in your presence. Let your peace fall like evening rain, slowly covering everything, till anxious thoughts go quiet beneath the mercy of your voice. For you keep in perfect peace the mind that stays on you, and though the storms still gather, my heart does not collapse. The earth never resists the rainfall, fields simply open and receive. And maybe healing works the same way, less forcing, more surrendering. You lead beside still waters, restore the soul worn thin by striving. Even valleys shadowed by fear cannot separate me from your care. The prophet spoke of peace like rivers, righteousness falling like streams, and suddenly the sound of rainfall feels almost like scripture breathing. Shalom deeper than the absence of pain, a wholeness reaching every corner of the heart. Let your peace fall like evening rain upon the places hidden underneath, where old fears still whisper softly and weary thoughts still wander. For the kingdom does not arrive with violence, but gently like seed in the earth, quietly remaking everything from the inside out. Oh, though mountains tremble into oceans, still the river of God flows on. And even the desert will blossom when your spirit breathes upon it. Your peace is not escape from sorrow, but your presence within it. A table prepared in the wilderness, oil running down like healing rain. And manna never came in abundance, only enough for one more dawn. So teach me daily trust, like dry ground welcoming the rain. Let your peace fall like evening rain, till striving loosens from my hands, till every restless room inside me learns the sound of holy quiet. And when tomorrow comes uncertain, still your mercy will remain.
have spent so much of my life reaching past the moment I was in, thinking peace existed somewhere further, somewhere I had not arrived yet. But green fields do not strive for greenness, rivers do not question where they flow, and the shepherd never leads his people toward places where love cannot sustain them. The table is already set before me, bread enough for this very day. And maybe heaven's definition of abundance looks quieter than I imagined. The cup still overflows, even here, even now. Mercy has not run dry, nothing missing here beneath the shepherd's care. Still waters running through my soul, teaching fear to rest for the one who clothes the lilies and remembers every sparrow, surely knows the hidden needs I cannot even name. The wilderness once taught Israel that manna only came one morning at a time. Enough for trust, not enough for control. And I keep trying to gather certainty for seasons not yet here, while your presence keeps whispering, today has grace sufficient for itself. Even the trees outside my window receive the rain without resistance. Creation seems to understand dependence better than I do. Teach my restless heart the holiness of enough, the freedom of daily bread falling from heaven again. Nothing missing here, for goodness still surrounds me like sunlight moving through the branches without asking to be noticed. And though the world keeps promising more, your kingdom grows in hidden ways like yeast inside the silence, quietly becoming life. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, not because life is painless, but because I am not abandoned. You prepare a table in the wilderness, oil running down like healing rain, and even valleys shadowed deeply cannot separate me from your care. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all